Hey everybody, I'm Sean. Welcome to another episode of Angling Spiders. Welcome back everybody. On today's episode, I can hardly believe it, but I am out open water fishing once again. It's mid-November and the water is still open. It's cold, but we're not frozen yet. And so I'm gonna see if I can get out on the kayak one more time. It is an absolutely gorgeous day today. Calm, and the temperature is gonna range. Right now it's about -5 degrees Celsius. It's gonna get up to about +5. And so it's cold. I'll talk a little bit about safety measures in a minute, but let's get in the kayak and get to it and see if we can find some fish. All right, we are out on the water, and as I said, everyone, beautiful morning out here. Fog is just lifting, the sun just came up. Conditions are great, nice and calm. The wind is supposed to pick up a little bit in the afternoon, not too much, as the temperature warms up, which is to be expected as we get that daytime heating. The conditions out here today are nice and clear in terms of water clarity, and the weed growth isn't too bad considering we are at the end of the year. And I would expect some of these weeds to be dying off, but not all of them. So what I'm gonna do is stay close to the edge. I talked a minute ago about safety. I don't have a dry suit on, and I've been criticized for that before. I don't own a dry suit, but I do have a couple of things that I'm going to keep in mind today as I'm on this cold water, because the water is about 4 degrees. So first and foremost, for those of you that are concerned, I came out on a day and I waited for a day where I knew the conditions would be perfectly calm, so I don't have to worry about weather or waves being an issue, and if that was to change, I would quit. Number two, I am going to be staying close to shore all day. As you can see right now, I'm relatively close to shore. That way, if there was for some reason a mishap, I can swim to shore. Number three, in my kayak with me, in a dry bag, I have a change of clothes, a warm clothes. So if I got wet, I could change into those really fast. And number four, I take comfort in the fact that in 5.5 years of using this kayak, I have never fallen out of it yet. Now, there's always a first time for everything. And I should say I did flip it once on purpose just to see what would happen if I did. But it does give me some solace on a nice day like today that it shouldn't be an issue. So you got to think about safety. You absolutely have to. I am dressed for the weather. I've got gloves and a toque on, but you always have to be prepared for the worst. So I am taking precautions, trust me everybody, and I'll be as safe as I possibly can. All right, a bit of an update. It is now an hour and a half of fishing. The fog is cleared, the sun has come up. There's a little bit of a breeze now, not much. I have seen one fish. I had a follow-up. I stopped at a bay and did some casting, and I had a follow-up, and it swiped at my lure probably 3 or 4 times and just did not hang on. And that's literally the only action that I've seen so far, which is a bit disappointing. All right, it has now been 3.5 hours, 3 at least. Still nothing other than that one follow-up, and really disappointing. Not because, you know, whatever, some days you got to go and get skunked, but such a beautiful day for such a late time of the year. It would just be so much better if the fish were biting, and unfortunately it's just not happening. Okay, you guys, it took 3 hours and 45 minutes to catch the first fish. I got a hit. It is not a big one. I do not care. If I can land this, we get the skunk off. That would be great. Oh, I think it just got off, did it? No, it's still there. It's just not that big. Yeah, it's still there. And as I hope they're lively in this cold water, we're at least gonna get to see it. There he is. Oh, that's not that small, actually. And that's a catch. So now he gets off. I'm at least happy I touched the leader. But that's a decent sized fish, actually. Not what I was expecting when it was fighting. There we go, and barely hooked, you guys. I got it. Yeah, that's decent. That's a beautiful fish. That's a nice fish. You guys, that's a 30-inch pike. And I thought it was so tiny. And that's gonna definitely be a keeper. I did bring my stringer. Yeah, that's a 70, I just calculated it. That's a 76 centimeter pike. And they have to be over 63 to keep here. So, perfect. And I got my stringer. If you guys have never seen this before, this is how I keep these fish. I don't keep them very often, but when I do, I got my stringer attached to my boat, and I can put the fish on the end and take them home. Just like that. And there we go. All right, you guys. It is pretty much as close to the end of this trip as I can get. I was just heading in to the van, which is just over here, and I got another one. I lost another one earlier. It didn't stay on for very long, and then I just had this hit. So, oh, that is a long, again, another probably hour and a half between when I caught that last fish and this one. So the bite sure is slow today, but when you finally get one, it sure is exciting. I'll say that. Right in the sun, unfortunately. I'll try to turn my kayak here so I can get it out of the sun. I'd like to see this one. It's fighting pretty good. There it is. Another decent size one. Another good size one today. So few and far between, but some good sized ones. Barely hooked. I'm gonna call that a catch. Wait, get off now. I got it. Oh, does that feel good? There's a parting gift. You bit me. There's the release. Come on, buddy. There he goes. Whoo, that water's cold. All right, and there's the bite. I deserved it. I put my finger in his mouth. All right, I kid you not, we got another one. Of course, always at the end of the day. And I just did another loop here on my way down, and I was just coming through, and I picked up another one. Oh man, sometimes that's how it happens. You go all day and then all of a sudden, you know, it's prime time right now. Sun's setting, and that's what happens. You get onto a bite a little bit. I'm not gonna be able to get out of the sun on this one. But what I can do is hopefully get it around the other side of the boat here. Ah, loving it. Another decent one. And there we go, pike number 3 for the day. I got it. Another beauty. Ooh, the tail on that one is ripped up. Gorgeous fish. Very similar to the last one, almost identical. Could be my last pike of the open water season right here. 27.5 inches. Let's do the release on this side. Sun's better over here. And gone. Oh, is that ever fantastic? All right, everyone, that's gonna do it for this session. 3 fish. Turned out a lot better than the way it started. I'll take that. And absolutely gorgeous out here for mid-November. But I think that's probably gonna do it for my open water season. I'd be very surprised. One last look at the yak. My fish there at the back. And the beautiful sunset coming. With that, you guys, if you enjoyed the episode, smash that like button, hit subscribe, but until next time, good fishing.